Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jodymyciak. I'm so excited to announce that we are celebrating together 3 years. We have been doing this, so yay! If you are listening for the first time, welcome and thank you for being here today. If you've been somebody that's been listening for so long, I thank you from the bottom of my heart as well. Thank you for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you to be here. Even if it's only been a few episodes, or even if this is the first one, I am incredibly grateful for you for being here. One, to show up for you, doing something awesome for you, motivating and inspiring, or at least I hope I can be motivating and inspiring. And just for taking time for you. I really, really appreciate it. And I am just so happy that you are here. So 3 years since I've been doing this. I believe I launched it March 8th. To be exact, but we land every Sunday. So it has been 3 years. Holy macaronis, 3 years. I can't believe it. I had to count. I was like, was it really 3 years already? So here we are. 3 years later, I absolutely love doing this. And I just hope that I am helping someone, especially you, create the life you most want, or at least, loving parts of your life and yourself, or all together. Hopefully you get to a point where you love everything about you and your life, or, the best of your abilities, obviously, because, we're all a work in progress. They're not even a work, but we're all, on this journey of getting to know ourselves better. So on that note, I've actually decided to do something fun for this episode. So I was like, what do I do for the 3rd year anniversary? I thought I would answer some questions about myself. And so you get to know me a little bit better. I guess I share quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I overshare because I spent way too much of my life being a people pleaser and putting on so many different personas, lying to myself and others without even realizing it. So I really show up as authentic as I really as authentic as I can as I'm growing and learning to be completely me, right? It's been a work in progress, like I said, a journey in progress. So I show up as authentically as I possibly can. So I overshare. So let's overshare some more today. So the first question I'm going to answer is, what are you the most proud of? And for me, I am the most proud of a couple things, but one is really overcoming my fear. I am so proud that I moved through my fear so I could move to BC on the coast. So moving through my biggest fear. So I'm proud of moving through that. And the other one is also not giving up on my business. So I love what I do. However, all the skills, I do it all. I'm really hoping that someday I can have a team because I'm not good at everything. I'm going to be honest. I don't love marketing, not my thing. But no one's going to know about me if I don't share it with the world. So there are parts of my business I'm not a big fan of, but I'm proud of me never giving up. There's been days, it's been challenging, not going to lie. It's been a really bumpy road with lots of twists and turns and hills and big mud puddles. But I'm proud that I never gave up on myself and my dream of helping others. So what is my biggest dream in life? One of my biggest dreams in life is to help so many people in the world really embrace who they are. Because like I said, I am a recovering people pleaser. So I know how it feels not to live an authentic life, being true to who you are, and how miserable and exhausting it was to live there. And I spent so many years walking in those shoes and then becoming my true authentic self. And it's such a beautiful, amazing life to show up every day as myself. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. But when I'm having a bad day, I can be like, wait, what is going on? I am so much more clear on what I need, who I am, and the things I need to do to have a good day. And just showing up. So my biggest dream in life is to help people live happy, amazing lives with lots and lots of wow moments, full of wow moments. Like I live my life now and I'm in awe right now as I'm saying this as I'm recording this podcast. I am like looking at the mountains. Now they're snow covered a little, like the tops. Actually, it's a little snowy in general, got a little cold. And the sun's shining and I'm just in awe and like, wow, like I've created this life for myself. And that is what I want for others in their life, to have like just a happy life, to wake up happy and excited for life. And I haven't always felt that way. So I know how it feels not to have a happy life. So happy, wow-ness full life. So that's my biggest dream, to reach as many people as possible and help people love their life and love themselves, because I also haven't loved myself. I actually hated myself for a while, a long while, probably, if I'm being honest. So having people love themselves and love their life. And that is what this podcast is all about. And it's one little bit of my way of creating life and being reachable to everybody is in a podcast. And then I do other ways of coaching and my WOW membership and things like that. So that is my dream, though, is to help as many people live and love their life and love themselves and life. What is one thing you wish people understood about you? How complex I am. So I am an introvert and an extrovert. So I love being by myself. I need it. If I'm going to be creating, episodes for here, any content for my WOW membership, anything, I need a lot of me time, like a lot. However, I get lonely and I want to share it with people. I love hanging out with friends and family, and I love that too. So I'm very complex. And I also just learned recently that I am a highly sensitive person when I discovered my kids are highly sensitive. So it explains so much about the noises I can't stand. I need quiet. I'm also just discovering my own self lately, right? I'm a highly sensitive person. So understanding that I need a lot of quiet time. I need a lot of downtime. I don't always pick up my kids from school. My husband does that sometimes, just because if I'm in a creative content, like if I'm in a creative week, which I have been lately, because I'm working on a pretty big project right now that I'm hoping to, have out at some point to share about. I want it to be a little bit more complete before I share. But I've been working really into a deep project that I'm passionate about and that I love. So I need a lot of quiet, a lot of me time to connect to my creative being. So I'm very complex. I love lots, and I feel lots. So like I can't watch animals being hurt even in a movie. So I'm a very complex person. What is my biggest flaw? That I love too much, I think. That I love fully, and with my whole heart. So sometimes I can get wrapped up in other people's life and giving instead of giving to myself. I give to others. So it's been something that I've done for years, and it's a work in progress. I definitely give of myself a lot more now, but I'm still like a giver to others a lot, especially my children. I love them so much that I sometimes give more than I have. And so I'm still working on that. What event in your life has shaped you the most? Well, being a mother, being a mom has shaped me. It has been my biggest teacher. They both have. I shouldn't say they. Both of them have been my biggest teacher. They have taught me patience. They have taught me just things about myself that I didn't know, like being a highly sensitive person. They really teach me something new every single day. They come up with questions and it's like, oh, well, I don't know that answer to that. Let me check. Or my oldest came to me and was like, I don't want to die. And I was like, whoa, like, where did this come from? But I found within me the words that I needed to share, that it's okay to have that fear. I get to teach them and help them grow. And at the same time, they're helping me learn and grow as well. And then, of course, I go deep diving on Google after, like, why are my kids asking me these questions? And it's absolutely normal, something I wasn't aware of. So they teach me constantly. So it is my most, like, the event that has literally shaped my life. Like, I would not be the same person I am today if I wasn't a mom. Now, I'm not saying if you're not a mom, go be a mom. I'm just saying my kids have been my greatest teachers. And they have challenged me in ways I never could have imagined. I have always wanted to be a mom. So it's always been a thing. It never was like a question in my mind. I was always going to be a mom. Like, it was going to happen no matter what. But I never thought how challenging it would be at times. Like, the things I'd have to go through, the emotions, just everything, the struggles, the sleepless nights. I'm so glad I never thought about all the challenges, because I wouldn't have become a mom. I would have talked myself right out of it. However, they are a blessing in my life, and they are literally, have changed who I am in amazing, beautiful ways. And have definitely pushed and pulled at some buttons I have, and really helped me dig deep on my own personal self-love journey to become the best person I can be, so that I can be the best mom I can be. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why? So if I saw this question a year ago, or even like years ago, I'm sure I'd have a laundry list of things. And I'm sure there's things I could change. Maybe being a little less lazy. It's something I've kind of have done since childhood, like where I'll sit in front of the TV, and it's a way of just like getting away from the outside world. It happens in waves. Like, so if I'm really going through some intense stuff, I will find myself binge watching TV shows. So I do get into like the laziness. However, I don't look at myself as like needing to be changed anymore. It's not that I need to be like fixed. It's a journey. So every day I learn something new about myself. So yes, I have flaws, or what people might call flaws, or quirkinesses about myself that I'm sure I would like to change. Honestly, if I could change, I would prefer to be a morning person than a night person. But honestly, I do love being a night person. I love being up at night. And I used to try so hard to be a morning person. And I believe I shared this before. And I tried so hard to be a morning person. Robin Sharma's book, like the 5 a.m. Club, I was so like, I need to be a morning person. Like, this is what I need to do. And then a couple of years ago, I learned that it's not just this like label we put on people that like to sleep away the day. There's actual things. So I am a night owl. And then I forget the morning person's called, but there's a bird name as well. And you can go from a morning person to an evening person, like a night person, but a night person can't become a morning person without like some major torture. Like, it's not good. Like, you're just not happy in that moment, So I would love to be wake up in the morning, watch the sunrise. Like, I'm just not that person though. So I've made peace with that, and I've embraced that part of me. So changing things, not so much as in embracing who I am. And that's really been who I've become, is embracing who I am and then growing and changing as I learn and grow. When you're home alone and nobody else is around, how do you like to spend your time? So personally, I get torn because there's always something to do around the house. So when I find myself home alone, I am usually like, oh my goodness, I need to do this. I need to do this. So when I know I have time alone, I actually plan it. A lot of it, my favorite thing to do when no one else is home is have a nice bubble bath. That is one of my favorites, because then I'm not hearing any noises around the house and I can just be. No one trying to bust down the door and things like that. And yeah, that's my favorite, because then usually if I am home alone, some of the time I am working or cleaning, doing something around the house like dishes. But my favorite is having a bath. Another one is meditation or doing some kind of journaling or writing that I like to do. So something personal for myself to get to know myself better. And then the other one, honestly, is, watch some TV. If I'm just downright tired, I will put on the TV, watch a movie or watch a TV show. But if I knew ahead of time and I was like, okay, I'm going to have a bubble bath. It's going to happen, But yeah. And reading. Oh my goodness, I could eat a whole book when no one's home. It's awesome. I just read the whole book. I've done that a few times too. So bubble bath, reading, writing, and working on myself. I do love to do that as well, especially when the house is quiet. And how did you choose your current profession? So I remember, this is the last question I'll do too, by the way, just a heads up. So I remember this day, it's literally there, and it's just so crystal clear. I was teaching some fitness classes, and it was part-time because the studio was only open in the evenings. And I was selling Alouette, which is a cosmetic company. And I was also had my own clothing line because I went to school for fashion design. So I had these three things completely different, other than the main focus really is women. I wanted to help women. But I felt so torn. I was like, I am not, nothing good was happening with anything. The teaching fitness classes was becoming regular. I was doing it for so long. But it wasn't enough hours and things like that. But I just felt I was going in so many different directions, so many. And I was listening to Hay House Radio, and it was the hour where they have meditation. And they have 2 back-to-back meditations. So two half-hour meditations with an advertisement in between. So I was listening to the first meditation, and I'm just laying on the floor in my studio, because at that time, that's how I was meditating. I really like to lay down in Shavasana or corpse pose and just lay there and meditate. And I was thinking to myself, what can I do with my life? I love helping women. But what can I do that all focuses on one direction instead of going a million different directions? And that is when I heard an ad for the SWAT Institute, Women Empowerment Coaching. And right after the meditations, I don't know if I wrote it down. I probably just remembered it. And I clicked on it, found it. I didn't even know Crystal at the time, the one that runs the school. But I was click, and I think I was on the phone maybe the same day or maybe the next day with somebody. And I never followed her in my life. It was just this new person. I had no idea who she was, but I was called towards what she was talking about, women's empowerment, feeling empowered. I'm yes, I want to help women feel empowered. Little did I know that I actually would grow quite a bit in that taking this course. Anyways, so I signed up, and over the next 3 years, I did the course. I did the work on myself because, like I said, little did I know, I grew so much because this course was so detailed that it wasn't just a course. You just do assignments and boom, bada bing, you're done. It was, you also learn the techniques and do them yourself. So I was literally just going through this huge change in my life. So this course itself also changed me and helped me become where I am today. Helped me learn techniques that I was never aware of, and just such a beautiful thing. And then on top of that, I got to graduate and now coach and do things and help women in a beautiful, loving way. It's so incredible. I had to personally figure out my own voice as well. That was one of my challenges with going through something like this, is that there is a technique and then it's finding your own personal touches and things like that. However, that is where it all started, was a Hay House commercial about the SWAT Institute. And it was so incredible. And I signed up for that in 2012. So in between there, I got married and had 2 babies. And then I launched my business. And I launched my business 6 months after my son was born. So it's been a journey, a beautiful, beautiful journey. There's been some ups, there's been some downs. It's been upside down and around and sideways. Ask my husband. He's been my biggest supporter, and I am incredibly grateful for him. And I am incredibly grateful for you listening. I hope you learned something about me that maybe you didn't know before. And thank you again so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. I'm incredibly grateful for you because this is what I love doing. I love helping people. So if you would like to have a subject, like a topic talked about, maybe you have a question, feel free to email me at info@jodymyciak.com. All you have to do in the subject title is, I got a question for your podcast, or I have a question, whatever you like. And I can answer it for you right here on the podcast episode and things like that. So thank you again so much. I'm here for you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so here for you because I know how it feels when life is heavy or you just don't know which direction you're going in. I already know what it feels like to be a people pleaser, putting on different personas to fit in. I had 5 different groups of people in high school that I hung out with. 5. So much so that I didn't go to prom because I didn't know who to go with. So I've been through a lot of crazy dark emotions, and somehow I got to here. Not somehow. It's been a journey. A loving, amazing, incredible journey that I'm incredibly grateful for because it's made me who I am today. I hope you come back for more episodes. Share the love. Share this podcast with people. It doesn't have to be a secret. Share it with people. And spread the love. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye for now.